Happy Sunday, everybody. I am so sorry that I wasn't here last week. I was fighting for my life with a damned cold. I don't know, I've been having a lot of those lately. I think I'm just a little overworked. It's funny, it brings me to Hi Scout. We just had tea time together. It was incredible. Yeah, great tea time with the patrons. Oh, but I was coming to my point. Like if you don't take rests, your body will rest for you. It's good at that. So, unbeknownst to me, my body decided to take a break, and here we are. Because man, it's never had a good opportune time either. Hey, there they all are. I had food poisoning last week. Oh no! Food poisoning's even worse than a cold. Oh gosh, well that's where I've been. Rage missed last week. I know. I'm sorry. I'm terribly sorry, but work over here has been going great. On the gate here, maybe I can grab you and I can show you. But yeah, all the scroll work is going great. Everything's on edge. I just banded and wrapped all these elements over here, but now it's time to do the portal up top, which I'm, super excited. Done spilled the tea. All right, I'm still getting my motor skills back up and going after stinking cold, but darn, I done spilled my tea. That's right. We got the pot. Don't you worry about a darn thing. But yeah, we're just about, that's all there's left. Oh man. I'll keep it kind of a short and sweet one today. It looks awesome. Jealous of your skill set. Oh, Bender. Hey, no reason to be jealous. I'm sure there's plenty of things that you're good at that I'm terrible at. I'm mostly terrible at most things. I'm only good at a couple stuff. So do not feel bad. But I'm glad you like it. I'm glad you're liking the progress. I'm really looking forward to building out the branches. The branches are going to be kind of nice, very organic, very a huge departure from where I'm currently at, because everything's about symmetry. Everything's about keeping things same. Which I like asymmetry. I really enjoy just way things want to flow. They want things, like the sculpture behind. There's nothing symmetrical about that piece at all. Whew. Still coughing it up. My goodness. It was I'm kind of a baby when it comes to colds and being out of it in any way, because I'm used to being 100% all the time. So whenever I fall below 75, oh my God, it's a catastrophe. You've been practicing leaves. Leaves are a terrific place to start as an aspiring smith, because there's so many processes involved. You started a new channel? Well, congrats. It's very exciting. Awesome beard. Oh, well, gosh, well, thank you. It's almost getting warm, so I don't need my winter coat, so I might trim it up. What do you guys think? I need beard tips. Should I sculpt it back? It's getting a little long. I don't need it to be this long during the summertime. Definitely the mustache needs to come in a little bit, I don't need the big old handlebars. Hey, Rage, you say you love asymmetrical things, but you say orchids are evil because they aren't. Rage, I know, I'm a conundrum. I know, orchids are a problem, man. They're weird. There's no math. There's math in everything. But I love the geometry of life, right? A pine cone. I've been really getting into lupins. Lupins are my wife's favorite flower. And I feel like through her eyes, I have such a new appreciation for that flower. I've grown up with them and they're super cool, especially when you see giant, vast fields of them. They're beautiful. But seeing my wife's appreciation for them has really inspired just a new sense of appreciation. Oh, but the tongues, yes. Roses are my favorite flower. Speaking of math, William, yes, roses are great. And they just have they just grow in this kind of Fibonacci scroll, the spiral. It's great. I'm into that. Lupins do the exact same thing. And it makes sense, right? So to be able to build nature here in the shop, to be able to forge steel and create the illusion of life, you gotta at some level understand how life is replicating itself, how it's absorbing light and stuff like that. Because it's all about light, right? Absorbing light. And the reason so many things use that spiral is because if they were stacked in line with each other, this one would be shadowed, this one would be in the shade. So everything is countered just by a little bit, and as it grows up, beep 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 beep, you create that spiral, and everything has enough light and accessibility to a pollinator. It's brilliant. It shows such cool intelligence behind life itself. It's neat. I get really into it. Whoa, your brother and them got engaged? Oh, that's exciting. I love a good engagement. I love love. The inside of a sunflower, don't even get me started about the sacred geometry inside a sunflower. That is the coolest thing. And just how things stack. We were talking about that over tea time. Hexagons and geometrical nesting. Golly, it is like the coolest thing. I'm gonna go grab a pine cone. It's just so fantastic. Right? Like, I love them so much. Because look at it. It's just, this is one spiral and it goes all the way around, all the way to the top. It's just perfect. And it's just right under our noses. And it goes both ways, right? You could visualize this scroll going in opposite directions. Everything's just so nested neatly together. They're little polygons, right? Little polygons that match each other. Almost like crystals are, I love it so much. Sorry, I'm a little low energy. I'm a little tired. Because I'm a big old bubble blowing baby when I get sick. It's all Fibonacci, baby. Yes. And it's interesting because it just makes perfect sense because that's the most efficient way to organize things. Take a bunch of ball bearings, put them all together. Bubbles, right? When was the last time you looked at bubbles? Like, I'm not talking about, oh yeah, they're suds. I'm talking like get in there and really look at some bubbles. It'll fascinate you. So taking that for what it is, and you can put it into here, and like there's just always, Mythic, buddy, you're too kind. Oh, my neighbor's riding their horse over there. Mythic, you guys, you're always so generous, so kind. But yeah, we're talking about geometry and just how things line up, how things, just do their art. There's art everywhere. And when people ask me what, enthralls me, what inspires me, it's stuff like that. I grew up out in the country. There's the only way to, entertain yourself was in here and looking at stuff and taking stuff apart. And I'm so grateful that I didn't have a whole lot of entertainment growing up because I was always having to entertain myself. But those scrolls, how things move, and it's in our DNA. You know what? It's in our stinking DNA where we all have a level of appreciation of it, even if we don't understand what's taking place. Can't stay deep creep. Thanks for hanging out with us for a second. Scroll Fibonacci sequence. It's a jig and lets you scroll. Oh, yeah. Hey, Max, sorry I'm late. No sweat. Thanks for joining me. Sorry I wasn't here last week because I was sicker than a dog, dead to the world. It was a doozy, and I've been sick a lot these last couple months, and I feel like I'm just working a little bit overtime, and I need to slow down a little bit. I need to make some changes, you know? Do you ever do you ever get to that level where you're just like, you know what? I think I'm flying a little bit too close to the sun, you know? Have you ever seen a bubble freeze, William? I have. I got a red-tailed hawk staring at me in the tree right there. You hear him? Fun fact, the red-tailed hawk is the sound that is commonly used for the bald eagle sound. Burnout sucks, woven 100%. And that's a big part of my brand is how to overcome burnout. It's funny because I still haven't figured it out yet. You know, I always have too many irons in the fire. I'm always trying to do too much. But getting sick more than once a year, that's my sign. So we have to make some changes. Isn't it cool how they freeze? Speaking of geometry, you know, don't even get me going about snowflakes. You know, snowflakes and how they ray out in these wonderful sacred geometry patterns, all pretty much, well, and most sacred geometry is in hexagons, right? And oh God, it's just the best. And that's like my favorite way to design. So, as most of you know, I do an apprenticeship program. Yeah, I teach you guys how to forge leaves and cool little projects and stuff like that, how to build tools for your shop. But my favorite aspect of it is how I design, teaching you guys how I design. And a lot of it boils down to the compass, to the mighty compass. 2 points. It all comes from 2 points. Because then you're talking about aspect ratios and the golden ratio, right? Like it fits within itself. It can be skewed in any direction, any size or scale. But fractals, I'm telling you, I'm too unwell for this conversation. This is pushing me to the limit. But yeah, everything is kind of in scale with itself, all kind of self-contained. You know, it has, you know, it's beyond numbers at that point. You know, it's transcending our, you know, our vernacular, our verbiage that we put on stuff. It's all ratios. I love that. It's my favorite way to design. And it's really interesting because when you start incorporating numbers a little bit, some really interesting idiosyncrasies can arise. Interesting divisibles and things like that. Do you have any tips to grow up your YouTube channel? I don't know. I feel like I'd have a bigger YouTube channel if I, if I was any good at it. I feel like I've been neglecting you guys. Part of the changes I want to make is having more energy to be able to create more content for you guys, more maxed outs and stuff. You know, I need to make a couple little alterations so that I can make more content for you guys because I miss it. I miss the interactions. I miss hearing your guys' thoughts about certain things, you know? The dragon curve so much. Ooh, yeah. Trying to grow mine. Oh, aren't we all 100%? It's tough, you know? Honestly, just keep it up. Keep doing good work. Try not to be so, speaking of, not concerning ourselves with the numbers. Just concern yourself mainly with what you're trying to create, the work that you're doing. Numbers will follow. Don't you worry. I think if I was ever to give you some advice, it would be that. You know, just one day at a time, just kind of focus on creating good work. That's it. But yeah, I mean, just how magical is that? You know, it's very similar to the inside of a sunflower, all that good stuff. It's beautiful. Just the way things can just line up and nest together. Oh, it's the best. Honeycombs, all of it. It's good stuff. Do you guys have any questions for moi? I know we missed a week. Man, the birds are coming alive right now. That red-tailed hawk is just still sitting there looking at me. Pretty cool. You know, I feel very lucky to be just like kind of a part. You know, being out in the bit out in the country is such a gift because you get to see so much wildlife. On your designs, where do you get your inspiration from? Ancient architectural fantasy, nature? Oh, Cerberus. Great question. Honestly, it's about boiling it down to its base form. You know, there's many shapes, especially in ancient architecture, like in the great cathedrals, right? Like the little three circles that almost intersect. That's permeated culture. I can words. I promise I can words. Humanity. It's permeated humanity forever. You know, so many of these shapes. You know what? I'm gonna grab a bit of scratch paper. I'm gonna start showing you. All right. So, like, there's so many shapes that correlate with what we're talking about. A little bit of scratch paper, right? Oh yeah. So let's just kind of like, and so like even just like doing these curves, compound curves. Compound means like there's two curves involved. Like if you made, like, let's say my hand is a cross section of a bar. I don't have any right here. Here we go. All right. Take this bar of steel. It's one thing to bend the bar this way, the hard way, or it's this, or the easy way, right? It's one curve. It's one direction. But a compound bend, like I call them a compound bend, is where if this thing is up on a 45-degree angle and bending it down. It's two bends. It's one this way and it's one that way. And I achieve that just with one simple tool. I have a radius that I want to achieve, right? If I wanted to like put a frame on the 45 around this circumference, it's all diameter and radius. And it's cool because I'm going to be teaching a workshop up in Washington. They're flying me up to do a thing. I'll be forging live for those folks, and I'm really excited. I never really do much of that. I'm always just in my cave. But I'm excited to teach this thing because I don't see many doing that because it's hard. Usually hard stuff isn't, people aren't doing a lot of it. Anyways, 2 points, right? Let's just get back to like some kind of sacred geometry. You just got, right? Boom. You get yourself a circle, and then you could choose anywhere on this darn circle to put your next point, right? And then where that intersects, boom, we do 3. That right there, that principle is everything in my work. That's how I get my perfect hexagons from. That's where I get my perfect triangles from. And you guys, oh gosh, you guys recognize this shape, right? That, it's in the Celts. It's all around the world. It's so interesting because I feel like the ancients used this all the time. Like the windows, right? Those cathedral-like windows that you would see the little 3 points. Also, archways. It's a perfect guide for building a nice structural archway. Those Gothic style. It's in everything. And what's nice is there's very little measuring. You can do it with a string, just 2 points, and create those radiuses. And they were able to just flush in like, okay, so we got these 2 pillars, zoink, zoink, boom. We like our masons are able to just build right to that. Easy, bing bong. And then this shape in the center, that's a big one for me too. It's a very specific triangle. And what's interesting about that, if you were to roll it between two planes, you would never know. It'd be like a ball bearing. It's the same width all around. It's really interesting. It's actually, for me, it's a big part of my life. It's a big part of my life. Don't forget the anvil. What am I forgetting? Use two tools, that and a hammer. Oh, for sure. Like when it comes to my work, and especially my designing, that's just where I like to go. I like to really go to basic principles and work my way kind of back. Because all of that stuff I just showed you is here too. It's just the best. And I try not to, I'm glad I never went to art school. I'm glad I never learned classically, because a lot of my designs feel kind of fresh, if that makes any sense. It's all kind of from a very pure, undisturbed little microcosm within myself. You know what I mean? And I like it that way. Yeah. And what's cool is you can build this any size. Like I got one that's 6 feet long, between these 2 points. I use this all the time for doing layout and doing those nice compound curves, because sometimes it needs to be even bigger. And then I'll make that tool on the spot. It's good stuff. Anyways. Well, Matt, thanks for joining me. Here they brought back the direwolf. I saw that. That's interesting. That's pretty cool. Have you seen the illustrations of a butterfly flight paper? But oh my God, yes! They're gorgeous. Yes. Raphael is incredible. I've been following him on Instagram for years now. Him and his, the Nautilus shell. And there's like a conch shell piece of art that I've loved for years. And I find him deeply, deeply inspiring. Yet again, another artist that kind of maybe took a little bit of classical elements, but really came through with their own take, You look them up. Look them up. Absolutely. It's well worth your time. Absolutely. That's a great artist that it's so important to just look at art, fill yourself full of art, and go from there. And that's one artist that deserves all of it. Just so inspiring. I recently saw something. What was it? Oh, it was a great interview. I cannot remember the fellow's name, and it bums me out because he's incredible. He plays Kingpin on Marvel's Daredevil. He's incredible. He's been in so many things, from I think Full Metal Jacket. So much. Incredible creative artist, performer. And he was talking to a young man. And he was like, how do I become like you? I want to be an actor, and I'm 21, and I want to do what you're doing. And he asked him, okay, when was the last time you were at a museum? 21-year-old was like, I think maybe a few years ago. And he goes, it should be last week. Fill yourself with art, Go look at live music. Go look at live performances. Go see art. And you know what? In this day and age, we're super spoiled because we got Google, baby. We get to travel to the Louvre and never hop on a plane. It's pretty spectacular to be creative these days. And fill yourself full of art. And as I think back, that's exactly what I did. I've always loved art. I've always loved music. Just be so utterly consumed by creation. Yes, Vince, you're on fire today. Yes, thank you. Just be so consumed by art so that you can make art for the rest of the world, you know? I couldn't agree more with his perspective, and I think it's spot on. There is something to also be said about your inner crucible, though. You know, get out there, learn, explore, experience, but definitely come back to home base and throw all that into your inner crucible and see what comes out. You know, because that's the step that I feel some people can miss. They can be so surrounded by art, but then only placate or only divulge art that is expected of them, right? Make sure you spend some time heating up your own crucible to be able to create your art, not just some derivative stuff, you know? Do you listen to music while I work? Always. I have to. I kind of have like a constant like soundtrack going. I pair whatever I'm doing to whatever I'm making, whatever I'm creating. If I'm like doing heavy forging, you know, I'm listening to a lot of like windrows and stuff like that. But if I'm getting really deep and weird into really conceptual design, you know, I'm creating a mythos around what I'll be building. I'm not even building what I'm building. I'm designing an idea around what I'll be, creating. Anyways, to not get too hippy dippy on you. But I actually have a playlist. It's in all of my links. It's just called Focus. And it might not be your cup of tea. Gets a little dramatic. But dramatic music is very evocative for me. And helps me conjure, you know? Classical is important. Classical's not for everybody, but I've always loved it. I just remember my whole life, like no one around me enjoyed it, and they would just give me the weirdest freaking looks. You know, like I was never the guy you gave the auxiliary cable to back in the day. You know what I mean? Ah, but it's good. Find what inspires you. That's really important. God, it's a beautiful freaking day. It's a beautiful day. I hope it's a beautiful day where you're at. Adagio for strings, absolutely, my friend. Samuel Barber. God, it's perfect. And there's a couple, I used to, like every night, I'd put myself to sleep to Adagio for strings. And I would listen to several versions, and there's a couple that are harmonies, voices, like choir. Oh, man. So stinking good. Wish my studio was outside, yeah. New World Symphony, I wrote the thesis on that place. Oh, that's awesome. There's some cool, like neoclassical music being made right now, and I'm really stoked on it. You know, because you can only listen to the same composers for so long, and it's fun to get a new take on the style. Any chances that you are a metalhead when you listen to country music? Oh, I'm a huge metalhead. Yeah, it's funny. I was reminiscing recently, and I was like, my entire childhood was like Arnold Schwarzenegger and Metallica. That was it, and I loved it. And definitely some '90s country. Don't get me wrong. You know, toss some Alan Jackson, George Strait, Brooks and Dunn. But yeah, just metal was so good for me because that's how I felt. You know? But also you throw some Vivaldi, that was metal back in the day. Vivaldi was a shredder. Yeah, that was it, man. That was the stuff between like the Black Album and Predator. That's all you need to know. Trans-Siberian Orchestra, oh, Cerberus, 100%. They rock. It'd be amazing to see them live. God, I think I'd lose my voice. Actually, speaking of which, I'm about to lose my voice. I don't know if you guys can hear it, but not fully 100%. I'm a good 80. You know, I'm sitting at a cool 80, but I don't want to wear myself out too bad. I got a big, beautiful week ahead of me, and so do you. You know, I hope the weather is just gorgeous for you on your lovely Sunday. You know, I want you guys to, I don't know, get pumped for the week to come. You got a whole new week. It's pretty damn exciting stuff. But I'm gonna leave you for now. Cheers, everybody. Happy Sunday. I loved having a good little chat with you guys and my lovely community. Super honored to have you here. But go enjoy the rest of your day. Oh, and Copper, do you want to say goodbye? Come here, dude. Come say goodbye. Come on, Copper. He always just takes his sweet ass time getting over here. Here he comes. Here he goes, little boy. He's a good dog. He's a real good boy. Okay, everybody. Love y'all. Don't forget to love each other, okay? Have a great day, and I'll see you later.